All right. Let me turn it on the old YouTube on my phone. All right, a little voice checky. All right, a little voice checky. Butamus. A little audio check.
When sat in the interrogation room, do not confess. But sometimes the detectives are so skilled that they are able to trick the suspect into giving everything up and confessing on the spot.
There was a lot going through my mind at that point. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to die, I'm near death. And then I just shot.
Starting with the 1 in a million interrogation of Kelsey McCrimmon. On the 26th of July 2017, two bodies were found in a car in Virginia. The bodies belonged to Gregory Davis and Ryan Cross, and as the investigation began, police were immediately starved for suspects. There was very little evidence, and the cops couldn't link the deaths to any wider incidents. However, Kelsey had been arrested less than a month earlier for robbing a man at gunpoint for his cell phone. He was well known to the police, so when they found his prints at the scene of the crime, they knew they had to bring him in.
Where were you Wednesday last week? Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning?
26.
Can you remind me?
Double homicide.
Oh, I did. I saw about that on Twitter. I was at Cole's house, matter of fact. I was at his house all night.
All night?
Yeah.
You never left?
No.
Nice.
So you spent the night?
All right, so yes, I remember where we were yesterday. We were doing a little bit of the fun part of this shit because sometimes when you're modeling so much, like you kind of you want to see what it's gonna look like. Like
This alibi a lot as it places them
this is where
away
we
from the
landed.
crime,
Now
also
I
allows their
am going
friends to cover up
to
for them. If Cole tells the cops
take
Kelsey was
the
indeed there all
materials
night,
off these
then
ones
that
because
problem is
I'm not
solved, and he
satisfied
couldn't
with them.
possibly have been the murderer.
We will go
Of
here.
course, it's never
Wood.
that
This is
simple.
just typing in materials. Now this is
I walked straight down Richard Howard.
Were you with
what I use for materials. Not all the time, because sometimes I will make my own material, which is like it's rare, but I have done it. Is blend kit. Blend kit is what's up for materials, bro. I have Polygon as well, which I don't use that as much, but I use blend kit a lot, man, and like it seems to always have something that I end up liking. Oh, long cyan ass. What the hell? Alright,
anybody?
let's hear what these dudes did.
So you were at Cole's till
Stop,
about 4
man.
o'clock. What time did you get to Cole's?
We hooped earlier that day, so I was with him probably like around, I don't know exactly the time, but I know I was
Let's see what that looks like.
I'm saying,
All day?
basically.
Did you walk there or did you take a car?
We walked.
So you walk there. Where was your girl that day? You ain't hang out with your girl that day?
The first part of the interrogation is often the most important. It gives the suspect a chance to explain their side of the story, but it also gives the detective a chance to trap them in a lie. As you may be able to tell, the detective is bombarding Kelsey with questions and barely giving him a chance to
They're
think
looking for
in
like a
between each of them.
matte
This
finish
is done in
wood, but
hopes that
something
if
with like a
Kelsey is guilty,
fine
he'll make a mistake
grain.
somewhere in his story that
This
the
might
detective
do.
can exploit later. The detective continues this for another 5 minutes before deciding to talk about the murders.
When did you hear about the murder?
I heard about it on the news the next morning. My dad had called me because when I went back home, I went to sleep. My dad called me like around 8 something. He was like, "Did you hear about that?" I was like, "Nah." You know what I'm saying?
Did you see who got killed?
They didn't say no names or no faces or nothing.
Did you find out who got killed?
All I know is that one of them was 19 and 20. I've seen that on the news.
Did you know the victims?
No.
Never seen them before in life or anything like that?
I still don't know who it is. I didn't know.
Ryan Cross. You know that name?
No.
How about Greg Dennis?
I don't know. They don't sound familiar.
So what's the word on the street? What happened?
I don't know too much except for what they say on the news. That's it.
Notice how, as soon as the names are mentioned and he's asked whether he knows them, Kelsey's posture becomes much more closed off.
Let's see
He
what's
tightens up and starts to
kind
move
of
his
wall
hands around a
pattern.
whole
There
lot
was
more
like
than
a
was before.
green
Something
wall
is off, and the detectives pick up on this
wall
instantly.
pattern that I
So
liked.
obviously, the reason why we're talking to you too
Oh, that's kind of cool.
is we want to find out information. We want to see if you're telling the truth.
Okay.
So this is your opportunity to tell the truth.
But I'm looking
Like,
for
that
like
really
kind of
helped
like
you.
a cloth
Like
look.
using puzzles, and when you look at
That
it, our
is
job's solely is to gather evidence,
too.
talk to people, and put it
Yeah,
all
something
together.
like that.
And right now, you're not
Yeah.
telling the truth
About what?
about where you were that night.
Oh, what I am?
You're giving us partial the truth, but there's also text messages between you and Jay.
Me and J. Cole?
Yeah.
Talking about what?
You weren't there if he's texting you. You remember saying, "Yeah, I'm in the cut," ambulance or something about it?
That's when I was walking home.
Why would you
There
hide
we
in the
go.
cut?
No, I'm saying I'm walking through the cut. Like, there's cuts that I take to get home.
Kelsey nods his head here to reassure himself that what
He
he's
said, like,
saying
there's
is
cuts that
truthful
I
and
take to get
believable.
home.
But all this does is confirm to the police how nervous he really is.
I mean, he's texting, you're texting back and forth. He's trying to call you right after the murder.
He's trying to call me. He doesn't have a phone number, so I can't call him.
He's texting you though, right? FaceTime and texting?
That's when I get home, he texts me, FaceTime me. But he didn't say anything about
You know we're talking to you for a reason, right?
I mean,
we're
yeah.
not here talking by chance.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking
Let's talk about the bag that was found in the back of the car. It's got your prints on it. It's got your DNA.
the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Let's talk about why we have that.
There we go.
what bag?
There we
There's a
go.
bag found in the back, a black backpack. Alright?
I'm listening.
If Kelsey had a good way to refute this evidence, you'd have to imagine that he'd be rushing to tell the cops about it. Instead, he says, "I'm listening," a sign that he's got nothing,
Uh-oh.
and is actively searching for an excuse in what the cop says.
Said, I'm listening.
I mean, I have his bag sometimes.
Okay. So did you have his bag that night?
No.
Why would he say he gave it to you?
For what?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know why he would give me his bag. Like, he was hooping that day. I probably could have had his bag and put my stuff in it, but that was about it. I didn't have it. Like, no, after that.
So what happened that night? Did something go
Well,
wrong?
that's kinda
Like I
cool.
said, you seem like a good guy.
What?
You make mistakes, but we need to know what happened that night.
I honestly don't know.
You weren't sleeping there
Yes,
that
I
whole
did.
time.
No, we wasn't asleep the whole time. I said I didn't go to sleep till probably like 12 or something. 12 or 1.
So you don't know Ryan Cross?
No.
Do you know Craig Dennis?
I don't know. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You saying those names, I don't know.
I'm asking if you know.
No, I don't know them.
Have you ever been around them, hung out with them?
I mean, you saying, the names you're saying, I don't know anybody by that name. If you could show me a picture or anything.
Have you watched the news? You know that area?
No, they didn't show pictures. That's what I'm saying. I never seen them show any pictures or nothing.
Have you ever been in their car or anything?
No.
Is there any reason why your prints would be on that car?
No.
It depends on who you're talking about.
Kelsey's body language is consistently extremely telling throughout this whole interrogation. Before that last question, he was speaking pretty confidently. But when the detective asks if he's ever been in the car, it's like he's been stunned. And
There
he
you
quietly
go.
mutters, "No." It's almost as if he knows exactly what question is coming next,
Fuck
but
yeah.
he definitely wasn't prepared for the cop's next remark.
You know you had your cell phone on you that night, right?
I have my cell phone on.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to track your whole movement that night. So we're going to put you in that area of the murder.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Yes or no?
That's an answer. You're saying that it shouldn't. What if it does?
I mean,
Scenario
they
based.
won't.
Because I'm just saying, like I said, I've done this a little bit, and I've tried to be a judgment of character. All right. Do you understand that? I told you I was a robbery detective for 7 or 8 years, but I'm a homicide detective now. Spent my whole career looking people in the eyes and going, that dude, he's straight. He just in a bad situation, or that dude's fucking whack. That dude's you need to be put in jail.
That dude's
He's
fucking
maniac.
whack, bro.
I'm not seeing that. So we're not here talking to you like you're the dude who pulled the trigger, you're the dude or whatever.
The detectives employ
What
another
the
classic
fuck?
strategy by claiming that they don't believe he was actually the murderer. He was just involved. A suspect is much more likely to admit to a less serious charge than they are the actual crime. So the plan is to get something out of them and then work their way up to a full confession.
Okay, before I even start saying this, I'm telling you, I didn't do that.
All right.
But, so, I didn't know them by that name, honestly. But, you know what I'm saying? I done business with these guys before, so I know they were legit people.
Right.
Those other 2 guys that was at his crib, at Cole's crib, I don't know them. They know him, but we're not cool like that, so I don't do any dealings with
So
them.
we talking about Dread Boy?
Yeah, he had called me up. I mean, I had called him up. He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was asking, can I get some stuff off of him? You know what I'm saying? Long story short, they pull up. I didn't want none of that around Cole's crib. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It was just me and the other 2 guys was just throwing bread together to get some shit.
Gotcha.
But I was gonna get what my that I threw. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing big or nothing like that.
Kelsey does a pretty bad job of explaining the next part, but in essence, he heads out to buy some drugs from his regular guy, but instead somebody else shows up. The two guys who end up getting shot. He decides to go along with it, and we pick up his story as the deal starts to go down.
So I'm in the car, and you know what I'm saying? I'm counting out my money that I have from everybody. And the two guys, matter of fact,
Alrighty.
was standing back there. Okay.
Let's see what we
Did they see
gonna
them?
leave off.
You think the two guys who got killed, did they see him back there? Your boys?
He probably did. I don't know. They didn't say anything. Matter of fact, the one guy, I think, asked him for a cigarette or something. You know what I'm saying? He was walking up with me type shit.
Right.
So that's probably why he pulled off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But other than that, after I called him and let him know, like, yo,
What the
is
fuck?
everything good? You feel what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my stuff and leave for real. I don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this guy is. I don't really trust him like that. I don't know.
What kind of car you pull up in?
Some white car. I don't know. And then hop in the joint and we pull off. And then
Oh, come on,
next thing I know,
bruh.
some guys come opening that jump. And then, yeah.
Where the fuck is the
two guys that was at
fucking...
the house?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It was all blacked up, everything. I don't know who those guys was. They opened the door, took some stuff out of them.
somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's what happened.
Where was that at?
That was like near the front.
So long story short, Kelsey had gone out to buy some drugs, got into a car with two
Podcast
people he
room,
didn't
no
know,
shit.
and all of a sudden, two guys came out of nowhere
This
and murdered the
is
dealers.
podcast room.
Obviously, Kelsey got out and fled the
Okay.
scene, texting Cole along the way to let him know he's safe. It took Kelsey about
There we
7
go.
minutes to explain this entire thing, over-embellishing every element along the way.
Alright, podcast room is squared
The
away.
driver's side. And then they opened the door and started doing that. When I got out of the car, I started running. Like,
So they still shoot?
Yes.
So
I dropped everything I
here,
had,
I'm
and I
gonna
started running.
do
And when they opened the car door,
living
they start
room
shooting.
area.
Yeah. I didn't text nobody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't call nobody, nothing. The last person I talked to was
Okay. And did you ever see them go to the passenger side or nothing like that?
nope.
Okay. What did you touch in that car?
The door, the bag. You know what I'm saying? I had the bag.
Did you ever touch the driver's side door?
Nope.
Did you ever open the driver's door?
Nope.
Did you ever open the passenger door?
Nope.
Were you ever in the front part of the car?
Nah, I tried to open the back door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
That's it.
But surprise, surprise, this story doesn't line up with the evidence. The last part is extremely important for the detectives. Kelsey has explicitly told them
All right.
that he didn't touch anything in front of the car, not the doors, not the seats.
I'm
nothing.
not
It
feeling
turns
this
out
one.
This would be his
And
biggest
I need
mistake.
to get something that I'm feeling because I need to create this living room and I need to do a couple of fucking things that I fucking forgot. So actually I'll make the doors first. I'll make the bay doors first. All right. All right, let's see what we can do. Fucking eyes itching. Allergies been really twerking off lately, man. I don't know. I really do not know. Unsolved mysteries. It might give me for a copyright on that, but we'll see. We gotta just see.
Hello. Hi, I'm trying to locate a family that used to take in foster kids. I believe they lived next door to you about 15 years ago.
There we go.
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries.
Two families move into an idyllic suburb only to discover that their homes lie on top of an abandoned graveyard.
What?
They are tormented by strange phenomena and threatening apparitions and are driven into a state of complete terror. Are the spirits of the dead seeking vengeance on the living for the desecration of their graves? It was an affair that began with an all-consuming passion, but quickly disintegrated. Now both Joanne Albanese and John Edwards are missing. Could their love have transformed into a deadly obsession? Halloween
Okay.
2001, Penn State
Tab.
University.
You already know the deal. One, we're going to select these vertices, and what we are going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to line that up with the edge of this wall because I think that would be
These
good.
mysteries are all stories of personal quest for the truth and the final solution.
Beautiful.
Someone watching may know where that solution can be found. Perhaps it's you.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is not. Mama Webble.
Just outside of Houston stands a Newport subdivision, known for its 1,500 upscale homes, manicured lawns, and bucolic setting.
Excuse me?
In the early 1980s,
What
Sam
did
and
you just
Judith
call
Haney
me?
bought a house at the far western edge of the development.
When we bought the house in Newport, it was the house that we had always been looking for. So it was a house that we
Exactly.
intended to stay at for a long period of time.
But there was a morbid secret about the Haney's perfect home, one that would soon turn their lives into a never-ending nightmare. It all began when a mysterious stranger showed up at their door with an ominous warning.
Yes?
This elderly man told me that he had noticed that we were putting a swimming pool in our backyard and that there was something about our backyard that I needed to know about. So I followed him around to my backyard. He pointed at the ground and said that there are some graves right here.
There were 2 graves.
And he marked a spot on the ground where they were. And I really didn't know how to react to that. I didn't know if he was just joking. I couldn't understand why anybody would want to joke about something like that.
All of a sudden, just a knock on the door, our beliefs, our emotions, everything sort of changed because it was like, gracious, I have bodies in my back of my yard?
Let me look up some garage
Using a
doors.
backhoe, the Haneys decided to see if the man's alarming claims were true.
Stop! Hold it! I think I see something.
We encountered some wood fragments, and at that point we stopped with the backhoe and we got down into the hole and continued digging by hand. There was pine boards.
You know what? I'm gonna try to.
and we
Okay,
lifted
we're
up
gonna
the
go
first
here.
board.
Let's save
We could
before.
see the
You always
indentation
save.
of
Remember this. Always save before you start doing some crazy shit.
It didn't take long to figure out that it was
Okay.
actual human remains.
We're gonna bring a mesh in. We're gonna bring a cube.
Sam had uncovered a very old
The
pine
cube will be
coffin. Over the years, it had been crushed by the weight of the earth.
Z24 X Y.
Sam
We will
immediately
do
called the sheriff and
site
county coroner who conducted an
6.
official exhumation.
X. We will
Most of the bones
do
had turned to powder, but 25 fragments
36.
were found. Some so brittle that they disintegrated
This
when
one
touched.
will do 18. There we go.
A second coffin, located alongside the first, was left untouched.
And
2 wedding rings were on the frail index finger
we
of
will
the
go
exhumed skeleton.
array modifier.
They handed me the rings, and it was sickening. My feelings were sick of my stomach to think that I had desecrated somebody's grave. Horrified me.
Aghast at the thought of human remains beneath their plush green lawn, the Heneys vowed to find out their identities. Their search led them to a longtime resident named Jasper Norton. As a youth, Jasper had dug several graves in the area. He told the Heneys that their home and surrounding houses were built on top of an old African-American cemetery called Black Hope. The deceased were mainly former slaves. The last burial was in 1939, and as many as 60 people were interred there in paupers' graves.
The people had very little money. They marked their graves however they could, with markings on trees, with little stones, with fences around them on the spot.
The two people buried in the Heneys' backyard were Betty and Charlie Thomas. This picture of Betty is the only known photograph of either one. Census records revealed that the married couple were born into slavery in the mid-1800s and freed after the Civil War. They died during the 1930s, and their graves were eventually forgotten.
Betty and Charlie's family wasn't there anymore, and it was up to me to give them the dignity that they deserved, and that was very important to me.
Judith and Sam Haney made an extraordinary decision. Plagued by guilt for digging up the Thomases, they reburied the long-departed couple in their own backyard.
I'm so sorry.
The Heneys resolved to live peacefully side by side with the Thomases. But according to the Heneys, what would follow was anything but peaceful.
There was a clock in my bedroom, and one night it started sparking and putting out sort of a blue glow.
When Judith checked the clock, she found that it was unplugged. The clock was only the beginning. One evening, Sam went to work the night shift, leaving Judith alone.
I heard the sliding glass door open, and I heard, which I thought was Sam, saying, "What you doing?" And that sort of shocked me, and I thought, well, he forgot something. Everything was quiet. The sliding glass doors were locked, and I thought, well, you must be losing your mind. This really must be getting to you. But much to my amazement, that's not where the story ended. In the morning, I awoke, went in my closet to get my red shoes, and I could not find them anywhere.
So, of course, I started looking for them and went through all of her closets where she normally puts things. And we just couldn't find it. We had walked just a short distance where the grave sites were, and I could see something on the grave. It was the shoes that Judy was looking for that morning. And they were both side by side, like someone had just picked them up and carried them over and laid them down on the graveside.
Exactly.
Even more disquieting to the Heneys was when they realized what day this was. Betty Thomas's birthday.
And I kind of got the feeling that it was like Charlie was
Betty Thomas's birthday.
I began to come to the
Go bullion on that
realization
thing.
this was not all
Difference.
by night,
Click this.
and that this had to
Clicked
have
our.
some relationship
Fuck.
to Betty and Charlie's graves being disturbed. Their spirits were saying, this isn't right.
Exactly.
The Haneys were not alone. A dozen neighbors whose homes were built on top of the abandoned cemetery reported lights, televisions, and water faucets turning on and off for no apparent reason. Many claimed to hear unearthly sounds.
There we go. Look.
And there seemed to be an increasing maliciousness to the bizarre events. Could the spirits of the Black Hope Cemetery, angry at the desecration of their graves, be seeking vengeance? Like the Haneys, Ben and Jean Williams thought they had found suburban paradise when they moved into the same neighborhood.
And then after we moved in, everything changed. When I tried to plant new plants, they just would not live. No matter what I did, you know, fertilizer, whatever, they still would not live. And I constantly had a foreboding feeling, a feeling of
Constantly was foreboding.
something bad is about to happen.
All right, let's get that turned to the side. Turn the wireframe on so we can see what the heck we doing. Don't click that, obviously. Click this other one.
Mysteriously reappear a few days later. The Williams also noticed strange markings on an oak tree by the sinkholes. An arrow pointed towards the ground. Beneath it were 2 horizontal slash marks. A longtime resident of the area told the Williams he was the one who had marked the tree. As a way to identify
there
where
we
his
go.
sisters were buried.
Now we
I was
have
devastated.
ba-ba-da-da.
You know, my God.
Windows in the bay door. We have some windows in the bay door.
And I felt like, well, I mean,
Yes, we'll save that.
graves.
We desecrated graves.
According to the Williams, their ideal home was soon invaded by a menacing presence. Nebulous shadows rapidly slid along the walls. Whispered words and a putrid smell followed in their wake.
What kind of door should I make? I want to make an archway.
Other spirits disturbed from their
For sure.
come back to life.
My golly,
At the
that.
time, the Williams' granddaughter Carly lived with the couple. During the blazing heat of summer, Carly said she would stumble into bone-chilling pockets of freezing air.
It would be very, very chilly, and you'd have just this feeling of foreboding, or just, you know, like either something wasn't right. Anywhere in the house, you would have a feeling that you were not alone, that somebody was watching you. It terrified me to be in the house by
Somebody
myself.
watching me.
The toilets used to flush on their own.
Do you hear the voices?
As the water went down, I could hear, it was almost like conversations. Like I could hear people murmuring to themselves. It was a presence or spirit or something there. Something that wanted to be heard, wanted me to know it was there.
One time, Carly and I decided to take a nap. Carly had her book and she was reading. And all of a sudden, we heard the back door open.
What was it?
Someone come in, close the door. We heard footsteps coming up the hall. We both looked at each other, and then
All right.
looked towards the door.
Go up with that. That should have gone Z, buddy.
It was at this point that I realized somebody was in our house that didn't belong there.
Sheesh.
We looked everywhere.
That ain't good.
Nothing.
That is not good, bruh.
What the noise was, I don't know. It's locked.
It was terrifying. even to this day, I still feel it was a presence, like a ghost, if you will. I mean, it was something there. It was something that was trying to scare us.
I absolutely believe that all of these
Trying to
things
scare
happened
me,
to us
boy. What the
because we were
fuck?
on the graveyard. And that we were simply going to be tormented
All right, command SS.
until we left there.
Or start getting crunk. Exactly. You see? You want to have cracks in your door? Not me, buddy. Not me. All right, hit 3. Face select. EZ, because that's going to extrude on what radius or axis? On the Z axis. You say it like that, you sound cultured. It's like, for whatever reason, you're going to trust a person with a fucking accent. Why is that? Who knows? More trustworthy.
Work around 10 after 12 for midnight shift. And
all right, easy.
straight to the kitchen, open the refrigerator.
Yeah, finish her off right there, buddies. Back to the wireframe, just to double, triple check. See, this shit ain't hitting. There we go. Boom, buddy. Boom, buddy.
They went straight
And I got no privacy. Oh. Hold on, I need to get some snack. BRB.
And then they started moving toward the hall going down to the bedrooms. I noticed that they was heading right down the hall to Jean's. Well, when I walked through the bedroom door, instead of 2 forms being there was just one. And it was standing right about 1.5 feet from the end of the bed. And the only thing I really thought of, they ain't messing with my wife.
Ben, what are you doing?
As I dove through it, I felt a sticky, cold sensation in my body.
Are you okay?
And I turned around, looked at the end of the bed, and wasn't nothing there.
But the Williams nightmare was far from over. In rapid succession, 6 of the Williams' immediate relatives were diagnosed with cancer. 3 succumbed to the disease.
You just don't have that much sickness and death in that short period of time. The spirits of the dead wanted me and my family to get off of their graveyard.
The Haney's lives were also unraveling.
I was crying all the time. I was frightened. I was scared of doing my daily routine in my own home. If you can think of every gambit of emotions that a person can have, I was going through those things.
The Haneys decided to fight back in court. They sued the developer for not disclosing that their home was built over a cemetery, in part so that everyone would know what was happening at the Newport subdivision. A jury awarded them $142,000 for mental anguish, but in a devastating reversal, the judge ruled on legal grounds that the developers were not liable. The verdict was thrown out, and the Haneys ordered to pay $50,000 in court costs.
And at that point, we decided to file bankruptcy. So all in all, we ended up losing the case, losing the money, losing the house.
We were exhausted. And we got in our car and went where there was love and support and tried to put it behind us.
The Williams also explored legal recourse, but they say they were told that without definitive proof of a cemetery on their property, nothing could be done. To complicate matters, it was illegal in Texas to disturb a grave without permission from the family. It was then that Jean made a decision she will forever regret.
That was the last straw. You want a body? I'll show you a body. So I thought to myself, I can dig and I can dig about 2 feet a day, and I knew I would reach a body.
But soon after she started digging, Jean felt ill.
I'm gonna do the rest later. Take over, okay? Okay.
Her daughter Tina volunteered to finish the job.
And she dug for, I'd probably say almost half an hour.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel just a little faint.
And I remember her saying that she felt funny. She was getting dizzy as well. And she put the shovel down and she went back inside.
You lay down, honey.
And she just laid down on the couch. She's like, Mom, Daddy, I don't feel right. You know, there's something wrong.
We got to call 911.
The last thing I remember her saying was, Mommy, take care of my baby. Take care of my baby. And she looked so scared.
Talk to me, Tina.
Almost immediately, her eyes started glazing over, and I was talking to her, trying to talk her out of dying. Please, Tina, talk to me. And all this time, her eyes were changing until they got to the point where I knew that she wasn't with me, or she wasn't, responding at all.
Tina had suffered a massive heart attack. 2 days later, she died. She had just turned 30 years old.
And I realized that I had desecrated another grave, and now I'm paying. I told Ben,
Oh, that's actually crazy.
It doesn't matter what we lose, what we add. Nothing matters except
That is crazy.
And
All right, I
knew
feel that.
that if we didn't
I'd be like, dude, we have got to get the fuck out of here.
make it, because my fight was gone, I could fight no more forever.
All right, one again. We're gonna go ahead and select those because I'm going to.
To Texas. Today they are a happy, growing family, no longer plagued by mysterious noises, horrific apparitions,
with that.
and heartbreaking tragedy.
Back into object mode. Control C, Control V, and move that baby over. Line it up with the edge of this. Or actually, back that up. Take this.
If we would have known what was going to happen, we would have left a lot sooner than we did.
Actually, hold on.
We paid the price. Oh, the price.
Copy
was
paste.
We paid with our family.
Copy paste.
We paid with our health.
All right.
We paid with our savings.
Tab in. 3 to go face.
If we had not left the cemetery,
Highlight it like that. Go to both. Inset.
After spending a long weekend with her divorced father, Amber and Brittany Albanese returned to the Las Vegas home they share with their mother, Joanne.
Mom, can we order a pizza?
The two girls quickly noticed telltale signs that something is not right.
Joanne's two daughters came home and they found mother wasn't home. Joanne was not there, which may have not been that uncommon. But when they went in her bedroom, they found her purse and they found particular items of jewelry that
Oh, shit.
off when she showered. Immediately upon completing the shower, she would put them back on.
Mom!
After Joanne failed to turn up the following day, she is reported missing. Las Vegas police detectives soon discover that a second person has disappeared. Joanne's boyfriend of 5 months, John Edwards.
It appeared that his boyfriend, girlfriend, went out on an outing and just hadn't returned yet. And when Joanne and John failed to show up at work, contact her family, that's when we figured we'd better take a little closer look at it.
After years of suffering through disappointing dates and dead-end relationships, Joanne Albanese believed she had finally found the perfect mate. John Edwards was handsome, charismatic, and attentive to her every need. John would often take Joanne on romantic getaways, and initially police thought the couple had simply left for the weekend. But as the investigation unfolded,
All right, now we go 3. Select this, and then I want to actually, I'm gonna scale it in.
Remember the guy I told you about? Very charming, no wife, no kids. Well, he's back there training somebody.
A friend introduced 39-year-old Joanne Albanese to John Edwards, and she soon agreed to date the smooth-talking fitness trainer.
Nice to meet you, Joanne.
Joanne, like most
Nice to
of us,
meet you,
were
Joanne.
very dynamic and very interesting and attractive men. They began going out quite a bit.
John Edwards quickly integrated himself into Joanne's life, and the two appeared to be madly in love.
What? What's up with the madly?
It wasn't long before disturbing signs emerged that Edwards was no Prince Charming.
Strawberry. It looks like it.
Edwards paid for nothing, apparently living off of Joanne's earnings. And his charm had transformed into an all-consuming possessiveness. If Joanne complained, John reportedly became violently angry.
Will you shut up?
He makes sure
Damn,
that
bitch.
she's
Oh,
the
God.
only person she's with. Obviously, she was with her children as well, but that he takes up most of her time. He, from what we understand, even made sure that he was there when she would go to the bathroom.
On the day of her disappearance, Joanne left her job at 4:30 p.m. She allegedly told family and friends that she planned to end her relationship with John at dinner that evening. Joanne was never heard from again.
Let's get up in these corners.
4 days later and 250
God damn
miles
it.
away, Joanne's car was found parked in a remote desert area outside Prescott, Arizona. There was no sign of Joanne or John.
The car netted us nothing. Finding the car abandoned where it was, it pretty well confirmed our fears that we had a foul play incident here.
Police discovered a truck parked outside Joanne's home that was positively identified by witnesses as belonging to John Edwards. That truck would expose the first crack in Edwards' carefully constructed facade.
You know what?
We ran that license plate and it came back as absolutely no record, which is rather unusual.
What do you got, Fred?
Plate doesn't go to the vehicle or to anyone in particular, so there's a problem there. Somebody's trying to cover something. We started questioning whether or not John Edwards was who he claimed to be.
He might have not been, dude.
Police had about Edwards' identity were confirmed when they searched the house where he was staying.
But we began looking through some of his belongings and we found a wallet that was duct taped closed. And when I opened that wallet, I found identification with the person we knew as John Edwards, but it was the name of John Addis.
Hello, John Patrick Addis.
Alaska driver's license, a certification card from the state of Alaska saying he is certified in crime scene investigations.
Let's check it out.
So we realized at that point that the person we were told was John Edwards was in fact a John Addis.
Who was John Addis, and why had he gone to such extremes
John
to
Addis.
conceal his identity?
The
The
hell?
answer to that question did not bode well for the ultimate fate of Joanne Albanese. As detectives delved into Addis's past, they uncovered allegations about a vicious trail of battered women that began in the Alaskan wilderness. Las Vegas police discovered that John Addis was actually once a law enforcement officer himself. He joined the Alaska State Troopers in the early 70s and quickly rose up the police ranks to become a crime scene investigator.
John was a very intelligent man. As an investigator, John really wasn't a people person as much as
Hey.
but if you wanted good science at a crime scene and someone who could think in these terms and these concepts, John Addis was the guy.
By 1980, John Addis and his wife Jody had been completely accepted by the tightly knit Fairbanks law enforcement community. such a big waste. We got to see the territories.
Hey, Mother.
Only Jody was aware her husband had a darker side.
He was very controlling. It started out by just pushes or shoving.
Pushes or the shovings?
Was grabbing my hair, pushing me up against the wall with his hand against my throat.
Yeah, damn, bro, chill, bro.
I told you not to talk to him.
Can't treat me this way.
Treat you any way I damn well feel like.
After 11 years of marriage and 4 children, Jody finally had enough. While the couple were driving into town, John started yet another fight.
I decided I can't live like this anymore. So I had to make a decision. I decided I am not going to put up with this.
Yeah, she jumped out the car moving like a mama. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck. She ain't putting up with your shit anymore, goddamn Terry.
Although John reportedly chased her down and threw her back in the truck,
All
Jody
right.
ultimately was able to escape. Shortly thereafter, she was
So obviously with doors you have to leave a little gap.
in the ensuing years.
And that's so that the door can shut and open without getting bound, without binding, without getting bound together or bound up.
All of his prior
You know?
relationships. What I saw
What are we
was
gonna
escalation
do?
in violence. He was extremely violent with his third wife, who
Extreme.
he was choking her so badly that her feet were off the ground. He had physically raised her as he was strangling her.
Damn, what the hell?
It was
I'm
during
gonna
this
chill,
time
bro.
John Addis abducted his 4 children from his first marriage. He was arrested and served 1 year in prison before being paroled to Fresno, California. But John Addis broke his parole and disappeared from sight.
Mm-hmm. Sound like something his ass would do.
Surfaced in Las Vegas as John Edwards, where he met Joanne Albanese. Authorities now believe that Joanne tragically became the alleged chronic batterer's first murder victim.
Our best guess on what happened was probably before they went to dinner, they got into a heated argument. And as a result of that argument, we firmly believe that John and her got into a fight and John killed her. And once she was dead, John panicked. John packed her into her own car and drove her down to Arizona and ultimately disposed of the body and the car outside of Prescott, Arizona.
That's crazy.
After her disappearance, a hunter discovered Joanne Albanese's skeletal remains 1 mile from where her car had been abandoned.
Beautiful.
A murder was issued for John Addis. He has now been missing for 6 years.
This is not a stupid individual. This is a homicide detective who taught crime scene investigation. He's as sharp as they come, and that's what makes him tougher to find.
John Addis won't be easy to catch and won't be easy to arrest. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he watches this segment and decides to do the honorable thing and give himself up.
Actually, I need to sleep today.